Welcome back to the session. So in this session, we are going to study about the functions in Python. So let's start with it. Okay. Yeah. This is the next unit where we completely study about the functions in this unit or in the module. The first part is defining function. Function. Basically, the function is nothing but it's a block of code which only runs when it is called. So we can define it, but it will be called, it executes that block of code only when it is called. We can pass the data as a parameter into the function, and it can return a data as a result. And it in the Python, the function is defined using def keyword. Here we can see this is an example given here, def and the function name, and the here the parameter is nothing has been passed, so it is empty colon, and it is indented. The block of code which will come under that indent, and this is the block of code which belongs to the function called my function. And this function can be defined and it can be called like this, my function. So when it is called, the block of the code whatever is existing inside the function gets executed. Let's see an example. See your file, that is okay, def my function, empty parenthesis, and I'm providing an indent. Okay, sorry. Okay, print nothing, or else what I'll do is I'll just give welcome. So this is defined. Now I want to call this function. Just call my function to the empty, and I'm saving it. That is the sample function dot py. So executing it, so nothing. So it means I have called that function. So whatever has been provided in that block has got executed. So this is how a simple function program can be written. So the keyword which is used is def and the function name followed by the argument colon and a set of code inside the function, and this is how we can call that function. Next is arguments. The information can be passed into function as arguments. Arguments are specified after the function name inside the parenthesis. So as we can see here, this is the argument and this comes after the function name, and which is provided inside the parenthesis. We can add how much ever the arguments we want, just we need to separate it with the comma. The following example, this is the example we can see here. This is the example here, the function, my function, and the argument passed is f name. So when we are calling that function, we are passing the value ml. So when this function call happens, that ml will be substituted for f name. So it will print ml Francis. Plus is a concatenation operator. Emil Francis. Second time when we are calling, it will print Tobias Francis. Third time when we are calling, it will print Linus Francis. So let's see this example. So here we are passing that. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just give a welcome Francis. My last name it is. I'll use my name. Okay. I'll do one thing. Welcome. Right there. Fine. I'm gonna run this program. Yeah. First thing, welcome Kavita. First time when I had called the welcome, which is already there in the print statement, and F name I have passed is Kavita, so it has printed welcome Kavita. And the second time when I have called, I have given the value as to Python programming, so it has printed welcome to Python programming. At all, if you want to provide some space between, that can be done like this. Yeah. See, welcome space Kavita, welcome to Python programming. So that's how it's done. Next, many times we come across these two words, that is parameter arguments. So is there any difference? No. So then why it is called with two names? So in terms of functions when we are seeing, or in terms functions perspective when we see, the variable which is listed inside the parenthesis of the function definition, we call it as parameter. And when the function is called, we use the word argument. So in terms of function perspective, so when we are defining the function, it is called parameter. When we are calling the function, we are using the term called parameter. So that's the only difference. Number of arguments. Number of arguments passing to the if we are calling the function, it must be called with the correct number of arguments. So if we are defining with the two, here you can see two arguments have been provided, right, for the function while defining. So we have to call it with, we have to provide two values when we are calling that particular function. If we don't, definitely it will throw an error. So we can see one more example here. The two arguments have been provided for my function, but while calling, only one value has been provided. So let's see what happens if we do so. So first name, comma, last name. Okay, so what I'm doing is, okay, I'll do like this. So, okay, this is one of the example. Okay, so welcome. Okay, I haven't printed. So my duty one to print it, right? Just give a name. Sorry. So welcome to this two arguments. So it means when we are calling, we have to call with the two values. What I'll do here is I'll just remove swap. So you can see an error. Why? Because it is missing one required positional argument. L name is missing here. Whatever the value I have passed, it has assigned only to F name. So L name is missing. So that shouldn't happen. Okay. Default parameter value. So for example, if we see, we can use a default parameter value. If we call the function without argument, it uses a default value. So here you can see is equal to country is equal to Norway. If at all, if we don't provide, it will be, that value will be considered as a Norway. If we pass whatever the value we are passing, so that will be assigned to country. If we don't pass, whatever has been given by default, that will be considered. So let's see it in the example. Okay, country. Let me use the same example. Country is equal to Norway. So I'm providing and I'm calling the function. You can see here Sweden. Okay. Then my function. Okay, welcome to India. Let India come first. I want, my country to be called first, then the other countries, then an empty argument. Let's give one more. Okay, hope it's fine. Let's execute it. See, you can see the first time I have used India. So it has, the India, the value I'm passing it. So the same value is getting printed. Welcome to India. Then second time I have passed Sweden. So welcome to Sweden. Third time I haven't passed anything. It's an empty argument. So what happened? The default value, whatever I have provided, that is getting printed. Welcome to Norway. The final one was welcome to US. Yeah. So with this, let's do some other exercises. What I'll do is, in the previous session we have done some of the programs. Let's try to do it in using the function. So okay, so here this is an example. This example was to accept a list of values from the user, then making a to list, separating the list with even and odd number and printing it. So what I had done, this was the common code which we had written at the beginning, that is taking an empty list, then accepting a number of elements for the list from the user, then according to that accepting all those values with the help of for loop, appending each element to that particular list A here, then I'm calling a function change me here. Okay, that change me is a function call here, but here I have defined that change me. Change me, what is that? Def change me, which is a function name, and I'm giving the name as a my list. The list, whatever A I'm passing here, that will be assigned to my list. Then I'm declaring, I'm declaring a two empty list here, that is even and odd, and with the help of for loop I'm iterating through each of the elements in the list A. Then what I'm doing is checking whether that is even. If it is even, I'm appending it into even list, else I'm appending it into the odd list. Finally, I'm printing it so that the return statement, nothing is been written. So this is the program which we have already discussed, but now it's been written using function. So let's execute this program. Okay, sorry, I didn't. Giving the list element as 9. So can see the 9 elements. So the even elements have been separated into the even list, and odd elements are getting printed in the other list. So this is one of the program. Let's do some of the program in the similar way. What we'll do is we'll find the largest even and largest odd from the given list. Cause almost it is similar. So what I'll do is, so this is how I'm accepting the value. So here I have separated even and odd. So after that, what I'll do is, okay, what I'll do is, I'll just sort it. Even dot sort odd dot sort. After sorting, I'm taking two variables, count one, which I'm initializing to 0, count 2, which I'm initializing it into 0, then for loop for k in even that is count 1 plus is equal to 1 for j in odd, count 2 plus is equal to 1. Okay, now what I'll do is I'm gonna print. So that is even count 1 minus 1. Here the same, count 2 minus largest element, right? So count, if I give the largest number, as it will be printed. Just because it may not, because it starts from 0, right? To avoid that, let me run the program. Make 8 elements, 45, 23, 12, 90, 67, 467. Okay, okay, then right. Oh, right. Yeah, 108 is the largest even number, and 467 is the largest odd number. Okay, so even that program we have done, and let's convert some of the program. Let's find the second largest number in list using bubble sort. We had not done this in the previous session, so let's do it now. So anyhow, this is common because I need a list, right? So to accept the values, the things which I have to change is here. So it will call the function. Once after calling the function, what I have to do is I have to use for loop, right? I have to sort it, right? So I need a length of function. I need a temporary variable to sort it. So all such steps I require. Okay, I don't need this. For I in range 1 comma n plus 1. Yeah, I have to iterate through all the elements, right? B, I need one more. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I have already done it, right? So I need 0 length of A. ಅಯ್ಯಯ್ಯೋ ಯಾವಾಗ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಇದು. ನಾನು ಹುಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. ಓಯ್ ಆ ಚಪಾತಿ ಹಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ತೆಗ್ದಿಡೋಗಿ ಫ್ರಿಜ್ಜಿಂದ. ತೆಗ್ದಿಡೋಗ್ರಿ, ತೆಗ್ದಿಡೋಗಿ. ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸಂಬಳ ಬರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೋಗಿ. So length of A minus I minus 1. So then if A of J should be greater than A of J plus 1, then what it has to do? It has to change that temporary variable. I mean, right, that assigning happens. If it is greater than that, it has to change, right? A of J is equal to A of J plus 1, then A of J plus 1 is equal to temporary variable. Yeah. So now it's ready. So what I have to print? I have to print the second largest number. So that is nothing but n minus 2. What happened? Well, I is assigned before. I can't use right here. Okay. Oh, okay. I have missed one more folder, right? For range 0 comma length of A then this comes under one more file. Okay. Change. Okay, for almond range 0. Okay. Length 4. Okay. J, I haven't used it. That's what the error I was getting there. If J is greater than if J plus 1, assigning happens, and yeah, here what the result is. Yeah, second largest is 6. The first largest is 7. Okay. 5 elements, bigger elements. We get to 100 because in the list what happens? So it is treated as 2 different numbers, so 100. So that what we have to do is again unique value. If it finds, we have to neglect it. So all such things we can do. If not, it will show it as the second highest. Okay. So this was one of the things. Let's do one more program. So that is let's do one more program to find an element which occurs odd number of times in a list. Odd number of a list. Okay, this let's see later. Okay, this as usually we have no. Okay, this requires some other thing. So in this session, we have seen the function, what is function, and how it is defined. It is defined with the help of a keyword called def, and how to define that function and how to call it, and arguments, how to provide an arguments to the function, and when it is called parameter and when it is called arguments, and how to pass a number of arguments with the help of comma or separated by comma. If at all, if we don't provide the same number of arguments when we are calling, definitely it will throw an error. And if at all, if we don't want to provide, and in that case, if we don't want it to throw an error, in that case we can use a default parameter. And how the list can be okay, that we need to see. So the functions, the programs which we had done was to this was one of the program, that is finding the second largest number using bubble sort. And the previous program was we have used a even and odd list, we have separated it and we have filtered. And one more program which we have done was finding out the largest value in even list as well as in the odd list. So that's all for this session.